On your mark, get set, divorce. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Rafael and I'm here to discuss Ralph and Drew from the Real Housewives of Atlanta's divorce that they finally announced like 2 days ago. And I want to say that I'm shocked about this, that I didn't see this coming. Oh, how could this happen? They were so good together. But honestly, realistically, if we all saw this past last season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, we all saw this coming from a mile away. I mean, I was just waiting for Drew to finally open up her eyes and see that her husband, Ralph, he was trash because he always belittled her. He was always talking bad about her, lying to her, cheating allegedly behind her back and disappearing off to Tampa. What's going on in Tampa anyway to be disappearing over there? Like, Drew, she was always gaslit basically every single episode, and he never gave her a straight answer to any of her questions or any of her demands. He will always make it seem like she was the issue. Now, when I saw the news break out, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, Drew, she finally realized that she deserves better than Ralph. She's gonna file for divorce and move on. Then I see the headline and it said, Ralph Pittman files for divorce from Drew Sidora. And I'm like, am I reading that correctly? Ralph files for divorce from Drew Sidora. Like, after everything we witnessed of their relationship, their marriage on the show, he's the one that files for divorce, not the other way around like I thought it was gonna be. Because, I mean, I'm not gonna say that she's a perfect angel either, but I mean, Ralph has shown that he has been a horrible husband to Drew this entire time that they've been on the show, so I was shocked about that. But then, come to find out, a day or so later, that it was actually Drew who beat him to the courthouse. I believe she went to the courthouse an hour before he got there to file for divorce, and then he came an hour later to file for divorce himself. And I'm like, oh, so both of them were basically doing the divorce Olympics. They were racing down to the courthouse to see who was going to beat the other one to the punch of filing for divorce. And I mean, unless it's a financial or legal benefit of filing for divorce first, I'm not sure why either one of them will be racing to the courthouse in this way in the first place, unless it was for bragging rights, specifically with Ralph. Because typically people don't want to say, oh, so-and-so left me, so-and-so dumped me, so-and-so divorced me, I'm the one that got left, because it's a pride thing, right? And I can definitely see Ralph being the type of person to say, oh, well, let me get one up on Drew. Let me beat her to the punch one more time before we officially end this. And let me be the one to say, oh, well, I left her, not the other way around. I could definitely see that mattering to him. Not so much Drew, but again, Drew probably doesn't want to give him the benefit. So, and then I could also see that happening, or that being a reason, because even though she's the one that filed for divorce first, he's the one that put it publicly out there first to make it seem like he was the one that divorced her in the first place by going to People magazine and giving his little interview. And his statement was, Drew and I have decided to file for divorce. We have 3 amazing young children, and their mindset and growth is what's most important. As we navigate through this difficult time, I ask that you please respect our privacy. That's something that always kills me with people who are in the public eye. Like, I want you to respect my privacy. I want you to respect my privacy. They want to be so respectful. And then later down the line between this divorce, when things get nasty, all of a sudden they start trashing each other. Like, then they forget all about the privacy then. And on top of that, Ralph, you have some nerve to be asking for privacy now when you were in the public eye, and you still are in the public eye on the show with Drew, you were basically just putting it out there that you were a horrible husband, but now you want privacy. No. And I'm pretty sure that she did not want to do this. I'm pretty sure that this was a very, very, very last resort for her. Even on the show, she tried to get a counselor to help her and Ralph in their marriage, even though that counselor was full of shit. Remember how he told Drew, oh, if you break this bet with you and Ralph, you have to have sex with him whenever he wants. Remember that? Yeah, that was terrible. But, she basically begged Ralph, like, Ralph, please be a faithful husband. Be a loyal husband. Tell me the truth. The basics in a marriage, yet he couldn't even do that. So I'm pretty sure that it's probably gonna hurt right now, Drew, especially since you and Ralph have been together for 9 years. That's a long time. But I'm pretty sure that it's gonna benefit you in the long run when it comes to your mental health and your peace of mind, because you're not gonna have somebody who lies to you, gaslights you every 5 seconds, who just disappears out of the house and then comes back home 3 days later with no explanation, or doesn't want to give you explanation. And he also cheats on you, allegedly, and you're not gonna have to worry about sleeping in bed with somebody next to you and wondering, who am I really married to? So, and her statement to People magazine said, I have made the agonizing decision to release my husband with love. That is such a heartbreaking thing to say, like releasing somebody with love. It's so beautifully said, but it has a sad meaning behind it. But And if I was Drew, I would have been divorced Ralph the second that he would have told her, like how he did this past season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh, well, I took you out to eat lobster, but honestly, you deserve a Lunchable. The second that those words would have even escaped Ralph's mouth, I would have been sitting there writing the divorce papers right then and there. Like, no, that is way too disrespectful to me. And you would think that this whole divorce has to do with Ralph and his alleged unfaithful behavior towards Drew, but Drew has reported that there has also been signs of physical abuse within their marriage, starting when she was on the phone one day and Ralph, according to him, he had her phone because he pays for the phone and it belongs to him, so he tries to snatch the phone away from her, allegedly, and it caused her to lose her balance and she fell to the floor. Now she felt unsafe, she felt abused from Ralph, allegedly, so she took her children and she flew out to Chicago because she felt safer over there and away from Ralph. So on top of that, she alleges that Ralph has taken out a huge amount of money from her bank account, and I believe it too, unfortunately, because this is the same person who went behind Drew's back to publish a whole book on Josiah, her son to her previous relationship, and he didn't even let Drew read the book. He didn't even let her know that he was doing the whole idea in the first place. So, I mean, the question that I do have, though, is what happens to the footage for next season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta? Because now we have another Juan and Robin Dixon situation where it seems like everything is okay on the show. Maybe, it might not. And now we're seeing a whole different narrative after they finish filming. So do they just pick up filming again for another month to see the aftermath of what's going on between Ralph and Drew? Because if not, then just watching the whole season is going to be pointless if Ralph and Drew are pretending to be good on the show when we know different now. So I can see Marlo having a fashion show at La Archive just to have a reason for the group to get back together to discuss Ralph and Drew. Candy, you could open up like 3 restaurants just to have a reason for the group to get back together to talk about Ralph and Drew. Like, there's different possibilities. Sheree, she could come out with another line of She by Sheree, again, just to have the group come together to talk about Ralph and Drew. Like, if anything, I could see Marlo trying to be supportive by telling Drew, you know what, Drew, you could come over to the archive and get as many dresses as you want. Actually, you could get 2 dresses. Take 2 dresses and you could take them home with you. And then I could see Candy trying to be supportive to Drew by telling her, well, you know what, Drew? You can come to the old lady gang and you could come eat for free. And then maybe you could even have a drink with me and I could invite everybody else and we can all talk to you and be supportive to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could see that happening. But you know, as soon as I was about to be finished filming this, I get online and all of a sudden I see that supposedly, allegedly, you know, Mimi, I know Mimi Foss, I believe her last name is, from Love and Hip Hop. And, you know, she was with somebody called Ty Young, I believe. And now supposedly, allegedly, it's being said that Drew is with this person, Ty Young. And I'm like, so basically I wasted my breath talking about everything with Ralph and Drew here for no reason. I'm this close to just deleting this whole video. Like, what? She posted a picture of Drew next to Ty Young with a song from Ice Spice and basically alluding that they were having like an affair and maybe that's the reason why she left Ralph. Mimi, I mean, this is so random. Do y'all believe it though? I mean, anything is possible. Wow. Meanwhile, I'm over here trashing Ralph, and what if Drew was also cheating? I mean, I guess, whatever. What do y'all think about that? I guess we find out if that's true, you know, in a couple of days or so. But let me know what you all thought about this whole divorce announcement and this new breaking news about Drew and Mimi and Ty Young, evidently. I mean, that is crazy. Imagine. Do y'all think that Drew is going to be on the shower pole just like Mimi? Anyways, bye.